Today I'm going to be showing you how to make tortillas. Now you can use them for chimichangas, you can make burritos, the big ones, depends on what size that you want. But I'm just going to show you how to make the dough, and you can do whatever you want to do with them afterwards. You can chop them up and make chips. It's just totally up to you what you want to do. But I'm going to share with you my secret recipe. It is unleavened bread, so if you know anything about unleavened bread, you can use this for unleavened bread. It's very, very good for that. We'll start here with my 2-cup measuring cup here. You'll need a 2-cup measuring cup because we're going to put, from the recipe, we're going to put 1 cup of evaporated milk, 1 cup. Now you can save this milk. This is my secret ingredient basically, is the evaporated milk. So use the evaporated milk. Take the rest of it, put it in a container, freeze it, save it for later, because you're not going to use a whole can unless you want to do a double batch. So this is normally going to make maybe 20, 22 tortillas. It depends on how big you want to make them. If you're doing burritos, of course, it's not going to make 22 burritos, but it will make, at least half of that. So at least 10 good burritos you'll get out of that, depending on how big you want to make them. So let's get started with the milk, and then with the water, we're going to fill it up to the 2-cup mark. So that's 1 cup evaporated milk and 1 cup of water. Okay, and then I'm just going to put that in the microwave and get it warm. Not hot, but warm. So we're going to put it in the microwave for 1 minute. Okay, once we've done that, I'm going to put my spatula attachment on my mixer, and then we're going to be adding flour. So you're going to put this on your mixer. Now, I recommend using the mixer because the mixer takes a lot less time. You'll be able to get your dough made like that. You don't have to use a lot of weight on that, push the dough and all that. It won't be as hard. So do use the spatula and mixer if you've got one. Otherwise, I'd get a kid with a really, really strong arm to do it. Okay, my water and evaporated milk are warm, so I'm going to pour it into here, into my mixer. Okay, and I'm going to add the rest of my ingredients, which is, you want to add your 6 tablespoons of shortening. So, I got 6 tablespoons, and I just used my finger, just go like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. That's plenty. A little bit out of there. Okay, so there's my shortening. And half a tablespoon of salt. So half a tablespoon. I know I've already used that. So I'm going to get another tablespoon. Just do half a tablespoon. Half of this. Half a tablespoon of salt. And then 1.5 tablespoons of sugar. Now the salt will balance out the sugar, so don't worry, it's not going to be too sweet. One and a half sugar. Okay, got that done. And we're just going to give it a little bit of a mix. Kind of dissolve that sugar and salt a little bit for us. hands here. Shortening off my fingers. Okay. So last thing we have to add is flour. Well, that's pretty simple. There's not too many ingredients in this. A lot of it is just getting it all mixed together. So while it is going, I'm going to put it on slow here, and I am going to go ahead and add my flour. Okay. We're going to be adding 5 cups of flour slowly to the dough because we want it to remain smooth as possible. You put too much flour in there at a time and it just gets gunky, and it just gets, it doesn't work as well, and it takes longer for it to get smooth. So do take your time. Fluff your flour, always fluff your flour, and then add it slowly at a time. One. Two. And I'm just going to let that mix. I want the lumps to get out of there. The more lumps you have, the longer it's going to take to get smooth. Alright, that was 2 cups. Now we're going to do the third one. I'm going to slow it down. It's already like a half a cup at a time. So let that get taken up into that mix. Okay, that's the third one. Now we're going to speed it up a little bit. Let's get it smooth. And it's pulling away from the walls. It's really nice. It's picking it up. It's stretching. It's stretching it. It's getting the gluten in the flour, and it's making it stretchy and viable here. So now it's nice and smooth. I'm going to add my 4th cup of flour, probably half at a time. Let that pull away from the wall as well. Get that nice and smooth. I mean, it would take you forever, it feels like, to do it by hand. So this mixer is like a game changer in doing dough. See how it's just pulling away from the walls, and it just keeps, every time it just keeps getting smoother and smoother and smoother. Okay, I'm going to slow it down a little bit. Add the last of my 4th cup there. Speed it up a little bit and let it start pulling away from the wall of the bowl. Nice and smooth. Nice and smooth and stringy looking. Looks really, really good. And this will be my 5th cup. This will be the last cup. And slow it down. Do a half. And let that slowly come together. Now this one you might want to be careful with because you can. I'm going to go ahead and lock it. It might push a little bit of that dough out a little bit, but it's okay. Just let it run. Okay, nice and smooth. Last little bit here. Depending on where you are in the moisture in your house to where the moisture is outside, it depends on how much water and all that you use. I particularly like to do it this way because I can measure the moisture in the house and it's pretty much the same all the time. Well, not all the time, but I mean, I can do my variant here. This last quarter cup is your variant. The quarter cup is to help the dough come off of the bowl. And you want it to come off. I'm going to show you right now. Okay. Right now, at the bottom of the bowl, we have very sticky mess. Okay. Right now, it is sticking to the bottom of the bowl. Oops. See this down here. I mean, it's sticking to the spatula, but on the very, very bottom, you have some in the bottom. And we don't want that. We want all of it to come onto the spatula. That's what we really want it to do. So I'm going to lock it. Put this on there. And I want all of it to come up. So I'm just going to add a little bit of my flour. You want your bowl to be nice and clean. And still, the dough needs to be nice and smooth. Okay, and then when I pick it up, unlock it. When I pick this up, nothing should be in the bottom of the bowl. I mean, it should all stay on the spatula. It looks like it's working really, really well. I didn't even have to use all of it. So, excuse me. So I'm going to take it out off my spatula. It's exactly the way I want it to be. Get it all off there. I'm going to have to go get a drink of water. Okay, set that to the side. Look at that. Ooh. Nice and smooth dough. So then, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my bowl of flour right here that I've got sitting to the side. I'm just going to set it right in my bowl of flour and move this stuff out of the way because I'm done with my mixer. Set that to the side. Okay, and with all of this other stuff, set that stuff to the side. Okay, and I'm going to just roll all that dough. I'm just going to kind of coat it, give it a really nice coat of flour. Once it's coated, take it out, and then I'm just going to knead it until all that little white flour has been incorporated. And that's it. You really don't have a lot of kneading to do at this point because this mixer has done the work for you. See all that flour is getting put in there. It's no longer white. It's nice. It's not sticking to my hands. I'm able to pull it apart. It stretches. Now I'm pretty much ready to go ahead and make my little balls. And me, I'm not real fancy on these balls, so I use my hand. Basically, it's almost like a Play-Doh. Some people take it and they squeeze it and make a ball. To me, it doesn't matter because I'm putting this in a Ziploc baggie, so it has time to rest. Okay. Resting is very important. Okay, I'm going to put this flour up for now. Put this flour away. And today I didn't have a gallon baggie or a 2-gallon baggie, but I did have a I had some cereal bags that I had like a little bit of cereal in there. So I flipped it inside out and I took a dry towel, wiped it all down, and I'm going to use this as like a Ziploc baggie to put my tortilla balls in. That's what I'm going to use. So I told my husband we need to get some more 2-gallon bags and 1-gallon bags, Ziploc baggies, but right now I don't have any, so I'm just going to use that. And I'm just going to pull apart, use my hand, pull apart some. I'm just going to kind of roll it like a hot dog. Any excess, I'm just going to take it right off the top. You want it to be like a hot dog, or like, I don't know if it's like a bratwurst, something like that. If you have any extra, just take it off the top. Roll it. Doesn't have to be perfect, because you're going to make them perfect after they sit for a while, then you can come back and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So just take it right off the top, roll it in your hand, take the excess off. That's another ball. When I put them in the bag, you want to put them in the bag where they're, you know, they have not touching, but very close, but not touching. You don't need them to be to touch, because when you pull them out, you don't want to pull out the other one too as well. So I'm gonna put this that. I'll make sure I get enough here. Tonight I'm going to be making chimichangas basically for dinner, and so my tortillas are going to be a lot bigger than what I would normally make for my tortillas. It's going to be more like a burrito size, and they're going to be wet. They're not going to be cooked. The dough will be wet when it goes into the fryer. It'll be just like this. My tortillas, I normally do cook them, and then I'm able to use them later on. They're like semi-cooked, I guess, not all the way cooked, so that I can use them for burritos and cook them, quesadillas, cook it. I mean, I don't need to cook it all the way. So there's just 3 of us eating, so I'm just going to make 3 big ones for the chimichangas tonight, and I'll probably do another video on chimichangas, because if you're not making chimichangas, this is just for the tortillas. So those are my normal size tortillas. For chimichanga, I want to be able to roll it out to be really big, to cover the whole thing. So I normally would take two tortillas to make 1 chimichanga. So there's my 3 for dinner. Okay. And I'm just gonna fold those up. Make sure I know that these are my big ones. These are going to be for my chimichangas. My other ones are going to be for my tortillas, regular tortillas. For quesadillas, whatever else I want, tacos, doesn't matter. Whatever else, chips, whatever else I want to use. So those three, I'm going to go ahead and put those in my bag. Those are going to be for tonight. Let's go ahead and finish up these tortillas. Finish up getting these tortillas pressed out. Okay. And when I come back, it's going to be so easy to make these tortillas because this dough will be so soft and so stretchy that you'll see. You gotta make them in order to see what I'm talking about. I mean, they're nice and soft right now, but oh, the perfect chips, just perfect. And I like them because, like, when I do like tacos, I don't need, with corn tortillas, I would have to have like two corn tortillas per taco just to hold it so it doesn't fall apart. These, I don't need to do that. My flour tortillas, they don't fall apart. They don't break like regular bread would break in half when you bend it, which is nice that it doesn't break like that. And we're almost there. But you just keep rolling them. They're bigger than a golf ball. Definitely bigger than a golf ball. But when you're rolling them out, you want them to be as big as your hand. That's the size tortilla that I like. As big as my hand when I'm rolling them out. And the corn tortillas are smaller than that. Now I have a tortilla press, but I don't use the press. I use it for like the masa, which is the corn tortillas, but not for flour. Flour, I don't need to do that. The masa is a little bit more volatile, so it'll fall apart. But these don't. A little bit different. I don't even know how many. What was that? 6 for the big ones. The 6 of them for the big ones, and then these ones here. So I have 6, right? 6, yep, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I said about 20, 22, depending on how you roll them. 20. 21. Any of these a little bigger? I don't know. Well, that's right. A little bit off. Let's see. Okay. Now I'm just going to set them in the bag, side by side, just kind of like this. That's what they're going to look like in the bag. You just want to set them side by side. And then we're going to put the top on there. We're just going to press on the top, kind of like that, and just let them sit there. Good 30 minutes. You can leave them on there all day. If you make them in the morning, you can leave them there until dinner time. You can even zip them up in the Ziploc baggies and leave them there overnight if you want to. It's not going to hurt anything. It's not going to go bad. You don't have to refrigerate them overnight. Depending on how many you're making. Like sometimes I make like 80 at a time, and it gets overwhelming, so I don't want to do it all in one day. So I might just do it in 2 days. It just depends on what I'm doing. So let me put them in the bag. And they will kind of have a moisture in the bag. Might be a little bit of moisture after leaving them in the bag for a little bit, and that's fine. Don't touch them. Just leave them alone. Set them in there. Let them set up. Let them rest. And a good rest. Like I said, it could be in there all day. Doesn't matter. And they'll be there for you to use. Now, if you weren't going to use them within the day, that next day, I would definitely put them in the refrigerator. But at least you know that these will last. You can have them out of the refrigerator and sitting on your counter for a good day. So if you made them that morning and you left them out all night, got into them the next day, then make them. Don't leave them for the next night. You just leave them overnight. One overnight, that's it. Otherwise, they have to be in the refrigerator. Okay, I got them in there. Like I said, I'm just going to take the bag and I'm just going to touch it. Touch the top. Make sure that the top is touching. It's amazing what you can reuse if you don't have stuff. So don't think you have to go out and buy Ziploc bags. You really, you know, if you're using these bags, you can reuse them and reuse them. And here you just got to fold it up. If you've got a little clip, I think a little clip or something to hold the weight of it down, you know, or if it'll let you double roll it, I'll be able to do that too. We're not trying to seal it, we're just trying to, you know, keep the air out from drying out. So I've got a little clip I'm going to use. And I'm just going to set the clip on there. That's all I'm going to do. Put the clip on there, let it rest, and I'll be back and I'll show you how to cook those tortillas up. Okay, I'm here to finish up my tortillas. You've seen some of my other previous videos. I made some chimichangas earlier, and I started these tortillas earlier than that. It's been way over 30 minutes. So, because I had all that cooking to do. But, yeah, we're going to go ahead and start. I'm going to take out about 6 of these out of my bag here. And I'm just going to do a quick roll here. Pat it down a little bit. Make sure all my sides are smooth. Stick them in my flour here. I like having this little flour bowl because I do a lot of cooking with flour. It just seems so easy just to have it right here at my fingertips instead of like in a, you know, your little flour jar on the counter. Even though I do have one, I just prefer this for my little bowl. I'm sure everybody has something in their kitchen that they really like and may not look the prettiest, but it does its job and it works very well. This works well for me. So I'm going to put them in here and I'm going to cover them, coat them really, really well. Pull them out. And I've got my griddle here. It's very hot. It's about 350 degrees my griddle is. If you don't have a griddle, just use a regular pan. Although you're not going to be able to tell how hot it is, but you will tell when you put your bread on there and it comes up burnt. So start it medium heat and then go from there if you're using a pan. So here I'm just going to do a quick throw this back into my flour. Take it back out. One way, the other way, throw it back in the flour. part one basically. My dogs are barking. I have no idea why. Very windy outside. Actually, it's having like a dusting. This wind has just been blowing for the last 2 or 3 days. Really, really bad. And it's blowing a whole bunch of stuff all over the place. And we had that blizzard. And I have a video from my blizzard. And the if you want to check that out, it's on my little channel there if you want to check out my blizzard. But you're just going to roll these out. Now this is taking a little bit of practice to get here, okay? So if it doesn't go exactly like that, you're all right. So like I said, you want it to be about as big as your hand, and you're done. You just push it over to the side. And I've only got 2 areas to cook, so I do like 2 at a time. And I'm just going to throw one on here. And then get it to kind of move off of the griddle. It'll heat. Should be able to move a little bit. For some reason it's not moving very well. And then this one as well. See how that moves? And you just kind of take your hands and kind of spread it out. And you'll feel the heat through the bread. So just tap it. Quick taps, that's all you need to do. I'm not sure why this is. This is not coming up very well. Let me get my spatula. There you go. I can't stretch it anymore. It's been cooked too much. So I kind of like to stretch them out when I put them on here. And then I'll just give them a quick flip. And I'll also have a towel. Cute little towel. Get off anything I don't want. You can see my first ones are usually just getting the grill just right. So, but I do use them. I will eat them. Not a big deal. So I'll leave those cooking there, and I'll get my next 2 going. So 2, 2, and 2. So. Start that here, move that out the way. Just knock out that extra dust. Set this to the side. Next, kind of getting a little groove pattern. That up, move that to the side. Flip, flip. See those little bubbles? Tap them out of there. There you go. Knock them out. Knock them out. Make sure your bread cooks evenly. See that? And then I've got a grill here that I set them on and let them cool. So I have a little board I'm just going to set them on. And then those are going to cool, and then I stack them up. And then once they're nice and cold, I put them in a baggie, in a Ziploc baggie. And I can freeze them, put them in the refrigerator. They'll last for a long time in the freezer, so don't be afraid to stick them in the freezer. And then you just put them in the microwave for maybe like 30 seconds, warm them up a little bit, and then use them to cook or fry. Definitely done. Okay, those are my 2 starter ones. And now we go for the next ones. So take my towel and I'm just going to brush off this excess. Brush that off. Take this. Stick that on there. Get it to move around. Spread it out. There you go. Take the next one. Same thing. Around. Now notice in a normal pan, you wouldn't be able to spread it out very well. So you might want to, when you're getting ready to put it in the pan, you want to get your rolling pin out and thin it out to be a good size and go immediately from here to the pan. Here I'm able to spread it out onto my griddle. So the bubbles are coming. Give a quick flip. It doesn't take too long, and these will be done. And you don't have to cook them all the way through. You can see that, you know, it's not all white. If it's not all white, it's okay. Because like I said, I do quesadillas, so I'm going to take them, put what I need into them, put them back on my griddle and cook it again. So it's not necessary. They have to be cooked all the way through either. See how fast that was? That was really fast. And these are unleavened, so I didn't use no baking powder whatsoever. And I still got a nice fluff to them. So you do not have to use baking powder in order to make nice, fluffy tortillas. Very quick and easy. Show you my little layout here again. I said I just lay them right on here, spread them out a little bit, let them cool, and then we'll be picking them up. Hold it. Size your hand, just dust that off there. Take my towel, dust that area off. Put that one there, next one going. Hand. Take this one here, put that on there, to move around. Basically, I'm just pressing both sides at the same time, all the way around. The heat is actually cooking it as I'm doing it, so it stays in place. So I've had this griddle for a very long time. I think it's been over 25 years. This thing is very old. And I don't know if you can find them anymore, but I haven't had really any good luck in finding one just like this. This is a rival, and I haven't found any good luck. I haven't had any good luck finding a new one. But this one has lasted me forever. I don't know about the new ones. It seems like everything you buy nowadays falls apart a lot faster. So use what you got. We're just going to keep doing that until I have all my tortillas made. I'll show you the results at the very end. Okay, I'm back. I finished all of the tortillas that I had. I took 2 of the tortillas, put them together because I had one serving of the chimichangas left over, so I went ahead and kept 2 of the tortillas in the dough form and put it in with that for tomorrow in case I want to make something like that for lunch or just a quick meal for somebody. I wanted to show you, the chips as well. We'll start with, I'll take 2 breads I have here, the first two that I have. And if I'm going to make chips, I normally would just cut it in half. Cut my tortillas in half. I should be using a cutting board, but I'm not. Find one real quick. All right, here's my cutting board. Okay, so cut them in half. Cut them in half again. Now you can leave them that big if you want to. It's totally up to you, or you can make them even smaller. Smaller is not necessarily better because it's going to cook really fast and it'll be really crunchy. So just go ahead and leave them like this. Throw them in the fryer for 350 degrees. Throw them all in there and they'll get kind of tap hard to them, and then take them out. Don't let them get too brown, okay? Because these are already cooked. Basically, we're just making them into chips. So that's how I do my chips. And then you can put it with any type of salsa that you want. And these, so they're so good. They have the, like little holes in the pockets. I mean, and you could eat these even if they're not cooked all the way. Once you put them in the fryer, of course, they're going to be cooked. But you could eat it just like this. You don't have to have them cooked all the way. So it's totally up to you how you want to do that. And when these are cold, I stack them up usually by 10, or depending on what what your family uses. Quesadillas, you can just put your stuff on there, fold it in half like that, and let it cook, and then cook on both sides. And you have yourself a quesadilla. You just have to cut it in the middle, and there you go. Easy, quick meals. Save them, put them in the freezer. They last in the freezer. I've had mine in there for years, at least a year. I would say they don't last longer than a year, and that's probably only because I forgot I had already made a batch, and they were already in the freezer. So that's the only time I know they have lasted a year. But I hope you learned something today, and enjoy these tortillas, chips, quesadillas, chimichangas, whatever kind of stuff you want to make with that dough. It is an awesome dough. So I hope you learned something today, and thank you for watching.